If I may have your attention, please, I would like to call the meeting of the Ocean County Board of Chosen Freeholders to order for July 19, 2017. Roll call, please.
Freeholder Kelly.
Here.
Freeholder Bartlett.
Here.
Freeholder Haynes. Here. Freeholder Little.
Here.
Director Vicari.
Here. All members present. In compliance with the provisions of the Open Public Meetings Act of the State of New Jersey, adequate notice of this meeting of the Board of Freeholders has been advertised in a manner prescribed by law. Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance and the prayer. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Please remain standing.
Heavenly Father, as we assemble today, we ask you to grant us the wisdom to walk in your light and the courage to accept the responsibilities placed upon us. We ask for all your blessings upon all assembled here today, and that you bless and keep safe our brave military personnel. Amen.
Thank you very much. The first presentation, please.
Prior to that, Mr. Director, I'd like to remind everybody to kindly turn off and put on silent all electronic devices. Also, I bring to your attention that this meeting may be taped or live video streamed by a member of the public. First item of business, we have two presentations. First presentation is to the winners of the NJAC Foundation Investors Bank Scholarship Award, and that's to be presented to Jaisha Clark and Melanie Dos Santos Miranda, and that's to be presented by Freeholder Director Vicari and John Donadio, Executive Director of the New Jersey Association of Counties, and will come forward.
This is a great honor for us. We're always very happy to honor our students, and especially when they get money. And they're both from the Ocean County Vocational School. We have the superintendent here, Bill Hoy, that's over here, and Freeholder Jack Kelly is the liaison to NJAC, it's New Jersey Association of Counties, and John Donadio is over here. He represents all 21 counties in New Jersey. And you know what he wants to do today, the first thing? To come here and congratulate you. So you're here not only to get a certificate, Milani, and also Aisha, but why don't we come over here just so we can take a picture, and you can tell us a little bit about yourselves.
Congratulations.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Okay, very good. And your families are here, so if you want to take a picture later with your families, you're more than welcome to do so.
Look my way, please. I'm going to take one more. Congratulations.
Okay, very good. And you're number one. Okay, tell me your name and a little bit about yourself.
Hi, my name is Asia. I basically grew up in Ocean County my entire life. I went to Ocean County Vocational Technical School for fashion, merchandising, and design, and I hope to pursue a career in the fashion industry, and I think this will really help me out.
Very good.
Thank you.
Very good. We wish you the best.
My name is Melanie. I grew up in Ocean County most of my life, yes. And I went to OCBTS in Toms River for medical assisting, and I'll be continuing my education at Stockton with major in health sciences.
Now, this would not be possible if it was not for their families. Any member of the family? Come on, you don't come up. Come on. Bring your son. Oh,
Congratulations.
okay, come on. Put him next to you. Next to your family. Okay. And we also have the parents are so proud they want to say something. A little bit closer. Okay.
Everybody look this way, please. One more. Terrific. Thank
And
you.
moms, you want to say anything? You're so proud to be
I'm
here.
very proud. This is my baby girl. She does everything she can to help me.
Very good.
She's just a really, really overall good girl, and just so proud of her.
And so are we. And we're proud of your daughter, but
Oh, him too.
oh, him too. Okay.
That's my
Him
baby
too.
boy.
Him too.
Him too. You know.
He's a good boy.
He
And what's
is
his
a
first
good
name?
boy. Thank you.
What's his name?
Jaden.
Jaden. Jaden. Okay, we're not going to embarrass you, Jaden. Mom.
I'm very happy about my daughter too. She's very good.
She's a very good. That's right.
Excellent daughter.
Sometimes we hear about bad things. Today's all good things about our
Yeah.
children. And the Ocean County Vocational School does an outstanding job. We're very proud of what they do every single day. But I'm just as proud to say that New Jersey Association of Counties realize the importance of education, educational opportunities. We know the hardship that it can have to families, working people, that they have to pay tuitions. So this will help you a great deal, and we wish you the best.
Oh, thank
Thank
you
you,
so
Wendy,
much.
you and your family.
Thank you.
Very good. And if you want to leave, we'll leave that too. Very good, thank you. Chat, okay? Oh, I'm sorry.
Thank you. Thank you.
Now,
Okay, thanks.
if you, okay, you can leave. No, you can leave.
Bye.
Okay. Now, another presentation. We have a very important person here that represents all 21 counties in New Jersey. John Donadio is president of New Jersey Association of Counties. And we also have with us a member of the Board of Freeholders from Gloucester County, Freeholder Simmons, that's over here today. And John Donadio wants to give us an update of what they do to represent and lobby for all counties in the state of New Jersey. Going back some time ago with the leadership of Freeholder Jack Kelly, we were concerned with bail reform, 911, road transportation projects, and what we're going to get today is an overview of what's taking place in the state of New Jersey, and it's very, very important to us. So if John Donadio wants to come up and address, I don't know, the freeholders or probably the public. Maybe it's better to address the public. John, whatever you feel comfortable in doing.
Yeah, public is good. We'll start with our president.
Okay, the president from Gloucester County, Freeholder Simmons.
So Joe, thank you. Mr. Director, on behalf of the NJAC Executive Board and the Board of Directors, I want to thank you and your board and John as our liaison for inviting us to this meeting. Through the tenure of my presidency, I've been joining John at freeholder meetings around the state so that we are able to have some time with you, face-to-face time, to thank you for your continued participation in NJAC and to make sure that you know our commitment to making sure that the priorities of counties are at the top of our agenda. We're just at the beginning of setting our legislative priorities for the coming year, and I'm going to allow John to give you a summary of what's going on with that. But we wanted to make sure that we came here to say thank you, to let you know that your priorities are ours, and we look forward to a continued productive relationship.
Very good. Thank you, Freeholder.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you, Freeholder. I too want to thank the Freeholder Director and the Freeholder Board for giving us an opportunity here to talk about some of the things we're doing with NJAC and just take a minute to recognize Freeholder Jack Kelly is a former president of the Association of Counties in 2000, and I don't want to date you, but 2003 or 4, am I close? Close. and also want to take just a second to recognize a part of the success that we have as an advocate and as a research organization on behalf of all counties is all the county professionals that we get to work with. And I'm not going to single anyone out because I know she gets mad at me, but there's a number of county professionals here that we work with on a regular basis and have just been an incredibly valuable resource to the organization.
Just remember Julie.
It's Julie. It's Julie. There's a number, Mike, Carl, a county administrator, your road supervisor. There's a number of folks here in Ocean County who are always willing to help out and contribute to whether it's a position statement or research on a particular issue. So I thank them a great deal for all their work and hard work and commitment to the association. So we're going to have a very busy, I think, legislative agenda over the next several years because I think county governments are very well positioned in the state of New Jersey as the only regional form of government that delivers services effectively and efficiently. And I know I'm preaching to the choir, but I think what you're seeing is that municipalities, as they struggle to make ends meet, are looking to county governments to provide services, traditional municipal services, more effectively and more efficiently. So I think county government and the association is going to play a growing role in the years to come in the state of New Jersey. With that, some of the bigger issues that we're working on, and you mentioned a majority of them, Freeholder, when you introduced us, I do want to talk about bail reform, criminal justice reform. It's something that we've been very much engaged in. I know that there have been reports this week that the jail population has been reduced by 15 to 20%, and that's all wonderful and was what the intent of the law was. But our initial concern and continued concern is the fact that there was no initial upfront money from the state for the counties to have to fund close to $50 million statewide in hiring new prosecutors, new investigators, new sheriff officers, new correction officers, et cetera. And although we may see a reduction in the prison population on the county jail side of it, I don't believe we're ever going to see any reduction on the prosecutors' side of it in terms of implementing the new speedy trial component of the law. So that's something that we're going to focus on with the new administration, with the new legislature setting to take office in January of 2018. The other thing that we're encouraging all of our freeholder boards to be mindful of is we worked very hard for more than a decade to, when the Transportation Trust Fund was reauthorized, to double the local aid allocations. And last year, we were successful in securing over $400 million for county governments across the state under the Transportation Trust Fund for local aid, which again, more than doubled that. Although those monies were allocated and appropriated in this year's state budget, we are very concerned that they may not be there this time next year. So we are going to continue to talk about the importance that county government plays in maintaining virtually every bridge in the state of New Jersey and over 7,000 centerline miles of road, because we are very worried moving forward that, and it was a battle this year. It wasn't a slam dunk that we were going to get that $400 million, because the ballot question said that the residents approved that those monies had to go for transportation projects. They didn't say they had to go for county and municipal transportation projects. So we have to be very mindful of that and make sure that we stay on top of our legislative delegation to protect that money, because county roads and bridges and municipal roads and bridges carry over 55% of the state's overall traffic. So the doubling of the local aid is now a more equitable distribution of how the money, quite frankly, should be spent. Two other big issues, and I promise I'll be quiet.
That's okay.
That we have to work on is one is making sure that county governments get their fair share of the monies collected under the 911 fee surcharge. For more than a decade, the state of New Jersey has diverted $1.2 billion in 911 fees that are supposed to go to local public safety answering points. And they've used it for general operating expenses. There's been press about this, there's legislation to address this. We're hoping to get something done in the lame duck session, but again, this is something when you meet with your legislative delegation, please talk to them about that. What we're also looking to do is there's 197 local public safety answering points in the state of New Jersey. We believe that should be streamlined closer to 21 public safety answering points in a more regional type of fashion. And then finally, the other issue that we have to address, and hopefully we can do this in lame duck, is permanently extend what's called the 2% cap on binding interest arbitration awards, which is set to expire in December of this year. And what that does is that levels the playing field with the governing body and some of the collective bargaining units that they negotiate with in the county. And really, I think that a game changer at the county level, and particularly the municipal level over the next couple of years. So those are four of the pretty big issues that we've got to work on. We're also asking freeholders from across the state and on both sides of the aisle to help us formulate what our goals and objectives will be, again, for both the lame duck session and a new governor and a new legislature coming in 2018. So happy to answer any questions if I can.
Okay, thank you very much. I'll turn it over now to members of the board. Any questions or comments? Okay, and again, bail reform is very important to us. You know our feelings the same as yours. It's not working like it should. The referendum was not honest as far as the funding and what it would do long term. I think we understand that. We realize the power that we have as far as working together as counties and all the 21 counties in the state of New Jersey. And I thank you for coming to Ocean County. Visit us again real soon.
Great.
Very good.
Thank you for having
Thank you very much. Okay, we continue, please, with the proclamation honoring William Cumper, please.
Yeah, first item of business, we have a proclamation honoring William Cumper for his many years of community advocacy in Ocean County, and that will be presented at a different time and location.
I just want to briefly add something that when I recently found out that Mr. Cumper, who came to our meetings on a regular basis for many years, was in a nursing home. I had to get permission from his family. I went to see him. Bill Cumper, in my opinion, was an honorable man, a decent man, wanted to get involved in this community. He even went as far as a couple times counting the light poles from his house to the Mathis Bridge that were not working in the interest of the taxpayers. He came out with all kinds of suggestions. He was very active in the library. He's there virtually every day. You talk to Susan Quinn. But you know, his heart was in the right place. He meant well. And then when I went to see him in a nursing home, he's going to be there for a while. And he wanted me to do him a favor, which I couldn't do. He wanted me to get his keys for the car so he could go riding around the field. No, my friend, what did you want? I can't get his car. When I found out he was a Korean War veteran, He served in Korea for 15 years. He was a New York City police officer for many years before he retired. He went to Florida and he decided to come to Ocean County. And one of the things he always wanted, he mentioned a conversation, I don't know if I mentioned this to Freeholder Kelly, but he mentioned one time he was talking to Freeholder Kelly, and the Freeholder said, you know something, Bill? You are an advocate. You're an advocate for Ocean County. And one of the things he's mentioned to me at the nursing home was that, you know something? He was very proud of that term. So I went to the Freeholders last week and we were talking about it. He also mentioned many conversations, of course, with Freeholder Bartlett being very conservative in the budget. And at times his memory was very, very good, and he spoke about it. But you know something? The proclamation I'm going to give him next week means a great deal to him. It's more than just a plaque or a piece of paper. It's something that really says, you know, we really appreciate what you've done. A great guy. He probably will not come to our meetings anymore, but I'm really proud to say that all 5 freeholders not only support it, but really appreciate his contributions that he has made to all of us in Ocean County. And I'll probably go sometime next week. I may go with John Doherty, who's with the Veterans Commission, to go and take a picture with him and just spend some time with him. But going to a nursing home and talking to him, it makes you think about life, the dynamics of life, of getting old. But his main concern was protecting, and we go to all the meetings with Berkeley Township Committee and then the Board of Freeholders. As we're getting up there in the years, it was a little difficult for him to do. And he just wants to say thank you to us. He thanked me for allowing him an opportunity to give us suggestions. We listened to him, we would get back to him, we treat him very respectful. And I will present this proclamation next week. Any members of the board would like to say anything about our friend, Bill Thumper?
Joe, I just like to add that you are indeed a complete gentleman for going out to see Bill. We always appreciate his being here at our meetings. He's a very definition, in my mind, of what good citizenship is all about. And you don't see a whole lot of that anymore. And he had probably a suggestion at every meeting. Some were interesting ones, well, they were all interesting, and some were very good ones, and some maybe not so good. But he always said, just think about this. And I think, and we did, and I think we all very much appreciated the opportunity to talk to Bill and have him here. And it is sad that he's not here with us at this meeting, that his health does not allow that, but that's life too. Thank you, Joe.
And there are no other comments, or maybe a roll call vote, a motion in a second, so it's one. I want to memorialize this part of the record. I think it's appropriate to do, okay?
Freeholder Kelly?
Yes.
Freeholder Bartlett?
Yes.
Freeholder Haynes?
Yes.
Freeholder Little?
Yes.
Director Vicari?
Yes, it will pass unanimously, and then I will let him know next week. Thank you very much. Go into the ordinances, please.
Mr. Director, next we have 7 ordinances that are listed, G1 through 7. These ordinances were introduced at the June 21st board meeting. There was a public hearing on them on July 5th, but due to a lack of quorum of the board, you could not vote on them. So we're here today to vote on them.
So again, there's no public hearing required by law for number 1 to number 7, but I will make an exception. If anyone has any questions, I will remove it. We can talk about it separately. If not, we will do it individually. I believe we have to do each one at a time. So if there are no questions on number 1 to number 7, yes, sir. Which one? I'm not removing. Number 1. Number 1? Okay. Let me vote on all of them. We'll go back to number 1 if you don't mind. Okay. And that's what we're here for. Okay, we'll start with number 2, then we'll do number 1 at the end.
You want to do number 1 at the end?
At the end, yes.
Okay.
So it is a question.
2017-16.
I'm sorry.
Authorizing the installation of horizontal curve high friction surface treatment improvements located in various locations in the County of Ocean, State of New Jersey, and appropriating $5 million therefore, and authorizing the issuance of $5 million in bonds or bond anticipation notes of the County of Ocean to finance the same.
Move the adoption of the ordinance.
Second.
The motion has been made. Second roll call, please.
Freeholder Kelly?
Yes.
Freeholder Bartlett?
Yes.
Freeholder Haynes?
Yes.
Freeholder Little?
Yes.
Director Vicari?
Yes, passes unanimously.
2017-17, appropriating the sum of $150,000 from the Capital Improvement Fund for the cost of a flatbed roll-off tow truck for the Ocean County Mosquito Commission located in the County of Ocean, State of New Jersey.
Offer the ordinance for adoption.
Second.
Roll call.
Freeholder Kelly?
Yes.
Freeholder Bartlett?
Yes.
Freeholder Haynes?
Yes.
Freeholder Little?
Yes.
Director Vicari?
Yes, passes unanimously.
2017-18, appropriating the sum of $700,000 from the capital improvement fund for the cost of various capital improvements, renovations, and repairs at various locations of the County Vocational Technical School District, all in the County of Ocean, State of New Jersey.
So moved.
Second.
Roll call?
Freeholder Kelly?
Yes.
Freeholder Bartlett?
Yes.
Freeholder Haynes?
Yes.
Freeholder Little?
Yes.
Director Vicari?
Yes, passes unanimously.
2017-19, appropriating the sum of $2 million from the Capital Improvement Fund for the cost of redevelopment of various parks and park property acquisitions, all in the County of Ocean, State of New Jersey.
Move the ordinance.
Second.
Roll call?
Freeholder Kelly?
Yes.
Freeholder Bartlett?
Yes.
Freeholder Haynes?
Yes.
Freeholder Little?
Yes.
Director Vicari?
Yes.
2017-20, appropriating the sum of $1 million from the Capital Improvement Fund for the cost of renovations, repairs, and upgrades to the Southern Service Center located in Stafford Township, County of Ocean, State of New Jersey.
Offer the motion.
Second.
Roll call?
Freeholder Kelly?
Yes.
Freeholder Bartlett?
Yes.
Freeholder Haynes?
Yes.
Freeholder Little?
Yes.
Director Vicari?
Yes, passes unanimously.
2017-21, authorizing design, permitting, development, and construction of the Western Facilities Transportation Garage located in Manchester Township, County of Ocean, State of New Jersey, and appropriating $8 million therefore, and authorizing the issuance of $7,600,000 in bonds or bond anticipation notes of the County of Ocean to finance the same.
So moved.
Second.
Roll call?
Freeholder Kelly?
Yes.
Freeholder Bartlett?
Yes.
Freeholder Haynes?
Yes.
Freeholder Little?
Yes.
Director Vicari?
Yes, passes unanimously.
2017-15, authorizing the reconstruction and resurfacing of various roads, all located in the County of Ocean, State of New Jersey, and appropriating $6,237,700 therefore, and authorizing the issuance of $6,237,700 in bonds or bond anticipation notes of the County of Ocean to finance the same.
Okay. We're going to make an exception, just give your name and address, and if you have any questions, again, the public hearing has been closed, but if you have a question, we would appreciate you asking it, and we'll try to give it an answer.
Thank you. Moshe Zainis, Z-E-I-N-E-S, 112 Elmhurst Boulevard, Lakewood, New Jersey, 071. Just a general question about when you reconstruct and you resurface roads in the county. A number of months ago, I realized that the County Line Road, which is Ocean County 526, I think, was going to be reconstructed. I sent an email to the engineering department asking for a copy of the plans so I could see what was going to be done. The email went around to like 6 other people. I saw when it came back to me that it was sent around. And apparently each one like asked the next one, what should we do with this guy? And they came back, just give him the plans. The reason that I'm saying that is because now that half that road has been reconstructed, it came to the attention in the town that some of the residents, basically on the intersecting roads, realized that their parking spaces, which I'm going to talk about later on, had been taken away because of the road widening. So while we're happy with the road widening, it's just that what my question here is there any way that the county could notify the public in the future, I guess, that we will be doing road work, and if you would like to see a copy of the plans, either email or call us or go onto the website, because I know from the way that I got the plans, it was kind of clear that not that many people asked for plans, because it went around the whole office, and each one said, what should we do with this guy? And the next one said, let's look at it as an Oprah and just give it to him. So,
Okay.
I'm saying, you understand,
Yeah.
the county is spending a lot of money, and most people are happy with it, but then there's that guy who comes and says, oh, you messed up my parking.
We're going to make everyone happy with it. Thank you very much. Okay.
Thank you.
Mr. Ernst, if you can do us a favor and just give him a reply to, yes?
Just want to say something on this ordinance.
Yeah, the full name and mailing address.
Shloy McLean, 189 Chateau Drive, Lakewood, New Jersey. You're spending over here $6.2 million. How much from that money is going allocated to surfacing roads in Lakewood?
We'll let you know in a minute, okay. Mr. Ernst, because this is generally for the entire county, but we'll give you a breakdown.
I don't need the exact breakdown, I
Okay.
just want to know if at least some of it is being allocated
All right,
towards.
that's correct. Thank you.
No, you want to-
Mr. Ernst, it's going to give you an answer.
Yes, we have in our overlay program that with this $6 million, there's approximately 1.5 miles of roads in Lakewood that are being resurfaced.
Thank you.
Now, if there's any other questions at the end of the meeting, we'll be more than happy to let you know. But Lakewood is getting a fair amount of the money. Also, before we do anything and spend money, we always work with your township governing body and the local engineer, so there are no surprises. Okay, and again, we did have a public hearing, so as a courtesy, we reopened it to make sure that you are satisfied. And again, if there's any questions, please don't hesitate. And if there are no other questions about this ordinance, again, we will vote on it.
We need a motion.
We need a motion and a second.
So moved.
Second?
Okay, if there are no other questions or comments, a motion is made in a second. Roll call, please.
Freeholder Kelly?
Yes.
Freeholder Bartlett?
Yes.
Freeholder Haynes?
Yes.
Freeholder Little?
Yes.
Director Vicari?
Yes, passes unanimously. Any freeholder would like to make any comments on any ordinance before I move on? All number 1 to 7 is completed, correct?
Yes.
Okay. If there are no comments from members of the Board of Freeholders, we can go on to an introduction. 2 weeks from today, of course, we'll have a public hearing and a final adoption. Today is just to have it published, and it's the first reading of it. Thank you.
We have 3 ordinances scheduled for introduction. First ordinance, 2017-22, appropriating the sum of $200,000 from the Capital Improvement Fund for the cost of renovations and upgrades to various locations of the Ocean County Health Department facilities in the County of Ocean, State of New Jersey.
So moved.
Roll call.
Freeholder Kelly?
Yes.
Freeholder Bartlett?
Yes.
Freeholder Haynes? Yes. Freeholder Little?
Yes.
Director Vicari?
Passes unanimously.
2017-23, appropriating the sum of $300,000 from the Capital Improvement Fund for the cost of various capital replacements, renovations, and upgrades at various branches of the county library system, all in the County of Ocean, State of New Jersey. So moved.
Second.
Motion is made and second. Roll call, please.
Freeholder Kelly?
Yes.
Freeholder Bartlett?
Yes.
Freeholder Haynes? Yes. Freeholder Little?
Yes.
Director Vicari?
Yes, passes unanimously.
2017-24, appropriating the sum of $2 million from the Capital Improvement Fund for replacements, improvements, and upgrades to security systems, including hardware, software, and peripherals at various locations in the County of Ocean, State of New Jersey.
Offer the ordinance for introduction.
Second.
Motion and a second. Roll call.
Freeholder Kelly?
Yes.
Freeholder Bartlett?
Yes.
Freeholder Haynes? Yes. Freeholder Little?
Yes.
Director Vicari?
Yes, passes unanimously.
Mr. Director.
Public hearing in 2 weeks. Yes.
You going to make a comment?
Yes, Freeholder Bartlett.
I just want to point out that in the 2 ordinances, the first 2 introduced today, one is for the health department and the other is for the library system. And we passed an ordinance appropriating money in the previous group of appropriating money for the County Vocational Technical School. All I want to point out is the fact is that these other agencies, if you will, of county government, not directly run by the Board of Freeholders, but indirectly, obviously their capital needs and the capital things that they want to do, must do, are paid for by the Board of Freeholders. So it is not just, county government is much broader than what happens really in this room. It includes the library, it includes the vocational school, it includes the mosquito commission, I think we did, I forgot that one before, and of course the college and the health department. Right. And all of those agencies, okay, are independent, but yet are dependent on the County of Ocean for their operation in some way, shape, or form.
Thank you, Freeholder Bartlett. Any other comments from members of the board before we continue moving on?
Next, we have 2 resolutions scheduled for a public hearing. First resolution, accepting the recommendation of the Ocean County Natural Lands Trust Fund Advisory Committee to participate in the acquisition of Block 4029, Lots 2, 4, 5, and 10 Lacey Township, in an amount not to exceed $51,000, plus up to $300 for property tax adjustments.
The public hearing is now opened on this resolution. Freeholder Bartlett would like to give a brief overview. If you have any questions, we'll be more than happy to address any questions that you do have.
As the liaison to the National Lands Trust Advisory Committee, I usually make a brief overview of what this entails and at the public hearing. The first property is a small 2.4 acre site in Bamber Lake, which is in Lacey Township. And although it's a $51,000 site, it's in this yellow. But as you can see, the rest of this that's green, which is 1,700 acres, is already in public ownership through the county natural lands program purchased many years ago. Again, these are what are regarded as outholdings. They came available at a very good price, and so it was holding this record. And so it was made. I'm sorry. So it was made. The recommendation was made to the board to acquire these as part of the program. Do you want me to do the second one?
The second one.
Okay. Well,
the second one's going to be done with a public
well,
hearing.
I'm standing. I want to make sure.
Well, you stand. That's
okay.
correct. Then any questions you have?
Okay. The second one that we'll be voting on, which is the next one, I don't have my glasses on, is a larger site at $2.4 million. This is. I wrote it bigger on my own paper. I couldn't find my glasses this morning, so I got an old pair, they don't work. But anyway, this and they're broken too, as you can see, but anyway, I must have sat on it. But I don't do anything right. This is 182 acres in yellow, and this is in Jackson and Manchester Township. Let me get this map correctly. As you can see, we already own this, and we are now adding this to it. The Manchester-Jackson line goes through it, and it's for $2.4 million. All of the other properties in color, okay, are in some kind of public ownership as well. As you know, this program was approved by the voters 15 years ago now, Jerry? I keep forgetting.
In 98.
In 98, so quite a while ago. And the tax themselves at 1.2 cents per $100 of equalized value. In that program, and Jerry, I think, probably has the number, we have preserved
Over 20,000 acres.
over 20,000 acres. Jerry is the former chairman of the group before he was a freeholder. Over 20,000 acres. And this, again, is a tax that the public voted to tax itself and put the money in our hands to buy these properties. We buy them when we can come to an agreement with a willing seller. Okay, we do 2 appraisals. We never pay more than the appraisals. If you don't like that, we'll take our money elsewhere. And what we have found over the years is that many people who wish to sell it that meet the criteria of our program, okay, can look at the county and say, the county's check is good, and we don't have to wait for a developer to make some money in order to pay me what he's supposed to pay. So the program has worked very well, and many people in the northern part of Ocean County, which is the largest population center in Ocean County, are drinking water that originates in the Matineconk River, and most of the land surrounding that waterway, okay, has been purchased by the county over the years, and we have preserved that. And what is the direct benefit of that to the people of Ocean County? Okay, besides the open space, it's drinking water. And so what some people years ago said, you're buying a bunch of swamps. Well, guess what? That's been very important to the county in the future, and will continue to be long into the future. So it's an interesting program. It has worked exceedingly well. A recommendation is made to the Board of Freeholders, and then I usually bring the recommendation to you. Now the director will hold a public hearing for both of these acquisitions, which just continue to add property to the program.
Thank you, Field Department. Again, the town has to approve it. We do not condemn property. And as Fielder mentioned before, there's something else. When you build a house, there's a cost attached to it. Services, for municipal services, whether it be police, sanitation, street lights, plowing the streets. So it saves the municipality money. They'll let school children go to school, so it's not only do we have to get approval of the township, there's a major benefit, and also I think one of the most important things, it preserves the water supply of Ocean County and the state of New Jersey. Fortunately for us, we have 17 trillion gallons of water in the Pinelands that we share with other counties, but we're over there to protect our land, not only for ourselves and future generations, but for our children's children, which is very, very important to us. So again, I would like to open up the public hearing on the first resolution before we vote on it. And again, for the record, please, your full name and mailing address.
Shlomo Klein, 189 Chateau Drive, Lakewood.
Yes.
Thank you for explaining what this is all about. I'll call you today Mr. Kelly because that's what your plaque is saying over there.
We'll fix that very quickly. Although, maybe I would prefer to be Jack today.
My question is,
Thank you.
I see the Ocean County is buying land, so twofold question. First of all, is this land that you're buying, is it talking about the specific area that you're protecting, like waterways, but you're talking about specific area in Ocean County or elsewhere? And the second fold question, if you're buying property, if you could buy in Lakewood.
We have bought property in Lakewood. Here's the way it works, and correct me if I go astray a little bit. So it's a good question, thank you, sir. When the public voted for this, okay, the question on the ballot, okay, was for the county to buy property and leave it in its natural space, in its natural condition. We did not buy these parcels are not bought for development or county parks, et cetera, et cetera. They are to buy the land and leave it as the good Lord made it. Now, we've appointed a 7-member, is it Jerry, or 9? I think it's 9. Okay, a 9-member committee, okay, to advise the freeholders on acquisitions. Now, how does it work? Okay, let's say you're a property owner and you would like to sell you might like to sell your property to the county. Okay, you would nominate that property, or the municipality or another group could nominate that property for us to look at. The committee would then be in contact with the owner and say, are you willing? Do you have an interest in selling? And if the property owner said yes, and here's what I would like for the property, and okay, that's one thing. And then the Natural Lands Trust Advisory Council would look to see if that property meets the qualifications that they have established and are printed, published, et cetera. You know, because what we're not going to do is buy property because I don't want a house built next to my house. No. That's not what it's about. It's about preserving large, more or less large areas, large spaces. If the property meets the qualifications, then we do 2 appraisals, if it's a large one. And then they begin a negotiation with the property owner. The property owner can say, you gotta be kidding, which has happened many times before, and walk away. Or they can say, well, that's a reasonable offer, let's negotiate. We will never pay more than our highest, appraisal. Not gonna do it. If an agreement can be reached between the 2, then the recommendation is made to the Board of Freeholders. Now, I think your question is, okay, do we zero in on places where we would like to buy? And I don't think the answer to that is yes. Okay, I think the answer to that is when an opportunity comes about that looks good, we jump on it. We do not borrow money in this program. We have the money's in the bank, it's in the cash, so we're not bonding the money to buy. That was suggested at first. Heck, we could have gone out and done like, I think, $400 million worth. Well, we weren't going to do that. So it's money comes in, money goes out. We like to obviously spread around the acquisitions around the county, but we also require the municipality to say, yes, we approve of this. Because what the Board of Freeholders did not want back then or now is for the county to buy this property and take it off the tax rolls. And then the town to say, you've just hurt our tax base. What'd you do that for? Now we're angry at you. We don't need to do that. We'll take the money someplace else that wants it. So that's the way the program works in a very general outline. And again, a public hearing. And we've had some properties that have been controversial. Okay, and that's one of the reasons you have a public hearing, hear what people have to say on it. But I can't remember a time when a municipality said to us that they didn't want us. I remember one that wasn't particularly, well, they said we were buying a swamp, and I went out and talked to them and told them, good, we'll take our money somewhere else. They changed their mind. And that was part of the Metedeconk River Basin many, many years ago. So I hope I've answered your question. I've tried to.
I think it's an excellent presentation, and again, this is a public hearing. If there are no other comments, I appreciate the comments you made. Again, it's a repetition, but every once in a while, I think it should be restated.
Right.
Any other comments? Seeing none, I close the public hearing on only number one, but do one at a time. A motion, please.
So moved.
Second.
Roll call.
Freeholder Kelly?
Yes.
Freeholder Bartlett?
Yes.
Freeholder Haynes?
Yes.
Freeholder Little?
Yes.
Director Vicari?
It passes unanimously. The second one, again, we gave a presentation. Is there any other comments? If there are no other comments, another comment, okay. Yes, sir, that's okay.
It's a continuation, but I was
State your
using
name
it.
again, so it's part of the minutes.
No problem. Shlomo Klein, 189 Chateau Drive.
Yes.
Just wondering, did you, I know it's not exactly consistent with the ordinance, but it's money that's spent from this resolution
That's correct.
going out. So just the question is, did you ever inquire property in Lakewood Township? I know this is talking about a different township, but
Yes.
I'm just asking, was there ever such a thing? Did Lakewood get any benefit or disbenefit from this
Well,
program?
the water you're drinking is coming from the Metedeconk River. And so if you don't think that's a
So
benefit.
all Lakewood water is not local water, it's.
Well, I
from
won't
the-
say all of it, I can't answer that question, but some of it is, okay, some of it.
So
Jerry,
this property
is
Lakewood.
David.
Okay.
Dave McKean. Dave, just give us a little overview and
Yes,
answer the
Dave
question.
McKeon is the county planning director, I didn't mean to interrupt. And offhand, I don't know what we've purchased in Lakewood under this program. I can tell you how many parks we have in Lakewood that we've purchased, but that's under different money. But Dave, Lakewood properties that we've purchased, again, if they don't come and are not nominated at us,
I
if
understand.
someone doesn't say, we want you to buy our property, we're not there, but.
There has been property along the Metedeconk closer to Brett Township, which was in Lakewood. We do have a preserved farm in Lakewood, I think it's the last farm there. And what's different about Lakewood on the park system is we have extensive natural areas that follow the Metedeconk corridor, in addition to the public parks that are more active. I don't know the exact figure, but I'd say at least 1,000 acres in the parks and natural areas that are in Lakewood.
Thank you.
As you know, I'm in charge of the parks department, and we did not tie this program to the parks, because I was afraid of it, quite frankly, a number of years ago, that if this ballot question went down, it may prejudice the Board of Freeholders back then to buy other land for parks, and I didn't want that to happen. So this is not tied to parks. But in Lakewood, as you know, we have Ocean County Park, which is about 400 to 500 acres in the old Rockefeller estate. And then we have the Shenandoah County Park across the street on Ocean Avenue, Route 88, which is significant. And then many years ago, we bought the stream corridor through the Green Acres program, donations from the Lakewood Township and county money, and own essentially the whole stream corridor from Route 9 to Lake Shenandoah, all the way to Brick, and in fact, in Brick at Forge Pond at our golf course there too. So in Lakewood, I think most of our acquisitions are probably most of our land is probably in the county park system. Because quite frankly, not that many people have come to the county to say, are you interested in buying our property?
Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. That concludes the public hearing. The public hearing on item number 2, the resolution, is now closed to the public. What's the pleasure of the Board of
Offer the
Freeholders?
resolution.
Mr. Director, we need to read the caption into the record first.
Okay, read the caption.
Accepting the recommendation of the Ocean County Natural Lands Trust Fund Advisory Committee to participate in the acquisition of Block 22501, part of Lot 1, Jackson Township, and Block 62, part of Lot 31, Manchester Township, in an amount not to exceed $2,415,000 plus up to $9,000 for property tax adjustments.
Okay, it's read into the record that we had a public hearing. There were no other comments from members of the public or the board. What's the pleasure of the board?
Offer the resolution for adoption.
Second?
A motion has been made and second on the resolution. Roll call, please.
Freeholder Kelly?
Yes.
Freeholder Bartlett?
Yes.
Freeholder Haynes?
Yes.
Freeholder Little?
Yes.
Director Vicari?
Yes, passes unanimously. All comments from members of the public will be part of the public record, and we appreciate their input. Continue, please.
Next, we have payment of bills and bill committee report number 14.
Offer the bills for payment.
Second?
Any questions or comments? Seeing no questions or comments, roll call, please.
Freeholder Kelly?
Yes.
Freeholder Bartlett?
Yes.
Freeholder Haynes?
Yes.
Freeholder Little?
Yes, with the exceptions as noted on the bill summary report.
Director Vicari?
Yes, with the exceptions noted on the bill summary report.
The bill committee stands adopted with the abstentions as noted. Next, we have engineering payments to contractors, K1 through K7.
So moved.
Second.
A motion has been made and second. Questions or comments from members of the public? Seeing none, roll call, please.
Freeholder Kelly?
Yes.
Freeholder Bartlett?
Yes.
Freeholder Haynes?
Yes.
Freeholder Little?
Yes.
Director Vicari?
Yes.
Next, we have consent resolutions L1 through 21.
So moved.
Second?
Any questions or comments from members of the public? Seeing none, roll call.
Freeholder Kelly?
Yes.
Freeholder Bartlett?
Yes.
Freeholder Haynes?
Yes.
Freeholder Little?
Yes.
Director Vicari?
Yes, with two exceptions, 14 and 16.
Next, we have motions M1 through 6 in reference to M3. Freeholder Kelly was absent from that meeting, and in reference to M4, Freeholders Bartlett and Haynes were both absent from that meeting.
Offer the motions.
Second.
Comments or questions from members of the public on any item? Seeing none, roll call.
Freeholder Kelly?
I will abstain on number 3. I owe others.
Freeholder Bartlett?
Abstaining on number 4, yes on the others.
Freeholder Haynes?
Yes, abstain on number 4 and number 5.
Freeholder Little?
Yes.
On the others, I forgot to say.
Director Vicari?
Yes, and please note all abstentions and comments made by members of the board.
Yes, we will. Next, we have one traffic safety improvement, N1.
So moved.
Second.
Any questions or comments? Seeing none, roll call, please.
Freeholder Kelly?
Yes.
Freeholder Bartlett?
Yes.
Freeholder Haynes?
Yes.
Freeholder Little?
Yes.
Director Vicari?
Yes.
We have bid awards, 01 through 5.
So moved.
Second?
A motion has been made and a second. All bid awards, contracts, and change orders are awarded in accordance with the New Jersey local public laws contract. And I just want to highlight before we vote on number 3, as far as the bid numbers, Ocean County Airport, we anticipate getting 95% in state and federal dollars. Without this, since 1990, we have received over $22 million in state and federal funding for the airport. And to show how competitive we are with our bidding process, I would like to thank Mr. Dave McKean from the planning. It's almost $1.2 million less than some of the other bids. We had over 6 that came in. It's very competitive. We advertise, and because of the market as far as the price of petroleum products being down, and because of the approach that we have taken, we save taxpayers money. Even though the county eventually will pay only 5%, the state and federal government pay the rest. The taxpayers' money is taxpayers' money, and it's a major savings for us. And it goes to show what competition can do with the bidding awards. Okay, the pleasure of the board. Motion has been made in a second. Roll call, please.
Freeholder Kelly?
Yes.
Freeholder Bartlett?
Yes.
Freeholder Haynes?
Yes.
Freeholder Little?
Yes.
Director Vicari?
Yes.
Next, we have contracts P1 through 25.
Offered.
Second.
Questions or comments? Seeing none, roll call, please.
Freeholder Kelly?
Yes.
Freeholder Bartlett?
Yes.
Freeholder Haynes?
Yes.
Freeholder Little?
Yes.
Director Vicari?
Yes, abstention on P19.
Next, we have appointments and reappointments, Q1 and 2.
So moved.
Second.
Okay, the appointments and reappointments, P1 and 2. Any questions or comments from members of the board? Seeing no questions or comments, roll call, please.
Freeholder Kelly?
Yes.
Freeholder Bartlett?
Yes.
Freeholder Haynes?
Yes.
Freeholder Little?
Yes.
Director Vicari?
Yes, I just want to make one comment on number 1, reappointing Keith Getting. And again, when you have a term with the County of Ocean, there's a process we go through as far as the reappointment. I want to commend Mr. Getting. You came with an A+, and again, you were reappointed. I don't know if that's good news or bad news for you, to leave, but we appreciate if you could stay for the next 3 years You have a very difficult job, you do a great job, and thank you for staying. And as officially, go home today and tell your wife you have a job for the next 3 years. Thank you, Keith. In all seriousness, that we appreciate the work that our employees do, especially our professional staff. Thank you very much.
The remaining items, Mr. Director, resolutions from governing bodies, minutes and meeting notices and correspondence have all been received in the clerk's office since the last meeting, and that concludes the business portion of the meeting.
That's the end of the business portion. Comments from members of the Board of Freeholders, and I have some good news as far as going back several months ago. We received a recommendation from Tom Foti of the Jersey Coast Anglers Association and the DEP Commissioner, Bob Martin, for changing the rules for flounder. And it's very important for the recreational fishing, and also puts millions and millions of dollars into the local economy of New Jersey and also to Ocean County. And fortunately, NOAA, the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration, affirmed New Jersey summer flounder size and exactly basically what we were asking for on May 25th through September 5th. So again, the changes will be made, and again, we appreciate the support that we did receive. And the second item is that we received a number of complaints from the bus shelters throughout Ocean County, both on county roads, state roads, and of course, the maintenance was poorly done. We had major problems with it. I sent them a letter today through the administrator's office, which I signed, telling them that we want not only maintenance and repairs, but some of them are just in disarray, and they have to do something about the bus shelters by New Jersey Transit. So again, we look forward to getting a favorable comment to make sure that it's maintained the way it should be as it was intended. Comments from members of the Board of Freeholders, starting from my right, Freeholder John Bartlett.
No comments, Mr. Director.
Freeholder Jack Kelly.
No comments at this time, Mr. Director.
Freeholder Virginia Haynes.
No comments at this time, Mr.
Freeholder Jerry P. Little.
Nothing at this time, Mr.
Any
Director.
comments from members of the administrator or professional staff? Seeing none, I'll open up to members of the public. I know you've been waiting. Again, your full name and mailing address for the record, please.
Yeah, Moshe Zionist,
Yes.
to Elmhurst. She has been waiting patiently up until now.
More than patient.
She's been very good. She's been very
Thank
good.
you.
Do you have
I have just three quick questions
Sure,
in general. One is on county intersections. Sorry. Can the county regulate parking on either county roads or on the intersecting roads, or is that something that you can't do? Who's in charge? Is that the
you know what you may
townships
want
or-
to do? Even after the end of the meeting, if we don't answer the question.
Okay.
Okay, you'll be more than happy to stay and answer those questions. John, you want to answer the question now, or you want to wait until the
Well,
end?
I will tell you
Or
that
Freeholder
what we
Kelly?
do is work with the municipality every single time on parking regulations. The county requires a resolution from the township, and then we'll pass a concurring resolution, and then it will be, but we work with the local police departments and the towns. There are times when the county has worked with the town and put in a no parking regulation, and the police will come and ask us to remove that for various safety reasons, and that will be done. That just happened recently in Lakewood, by the ballpark, was it, that we had that problem? Is that where it was?
Makes sense, I guess.
So we work very
I'm thinking of a few
closely with
places,
the
right?
towns. And that's throughout, there's 33 towns in the
Right,
county.
sure,
We use the same
I understand the same rules
format
across the
in every
board.
town.
The other two things are about, from time to time, as we heard earlier, the county resurfaces roads. Is there any, in your laws, is there any moratoriums, I think is the word, that basically when you resurface a road, if we're gonna resurface County Line Road, is there a rule that says that no one can open the road?
Yes, there is, and it drives me crazy. Every time you do a road, sometimes you see someone open it up, and you see an invitation going back in several months or so. Mr. Ernst, when I explained the policy, we give all utilities notice many months before time, in case there's really an emergency. But
that's
for the record, I think you should hear this, because you're absolutely correct. We spend all that money to service the road, to resurface it, and then you'll see someone digging it up. Mr. Ernst?
There is a 3-year moratorium for any road that's recently resurfaced.
before it can be opened unless there's an emergency, and then there's special conditions to allow that to occur for the repair that
What
needs
would
to be
an
done.
emergency be?
If there's a gas problem, a water main break, they have to go in and repair that, and then they would have to do the appropriate repair across the entire road to make sure that the repair is smooth, so that we don't end up with a trench that causes a problem in the future.
Okay, and that really leads me to my third and final question. Is there, and if yes, at what point do you have a road opening ordinance that says if someone, either a developer or a utility company, has to open the road for whatever reason, does the county say, you opened our road, you have to fix it?
Absolutely correct.
There's a road opening.
And
There's a process,
and
and that bond that goes
Yes,
with it.
there's a process that a road opening permit needs to be obtained from the engineering department for the work. They have to identify the work they're going to do, meet the standards for repairing the roadway, and also provide the appropriate traffic control during the construction.
So just a part two of that is how much of how much do they have to fix up? For example, if let's say in one day the water company comes in for their own purpose and has to rip up 10% of the road, the next month, totally unrelated, a different company has to come in and do 10% on the other side of the road. Now you're going to be like fixing here, and here is all messed up. So is there a county law that if you do, let's say, 20%, knock the whole thing down, redo the whole
What's
thing, or what's?
If you're disturbing more than 25% of the roadway, then you have to repair the entire roadway.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you very much.
That's it.
Anytime you have questions, it's our pleasure to address those concerns. Anyone else? Next speaker, please. Yes, your full name again for the record.
Shloy McLean.
Yes.
189 Shitton Drive.
Thank you.
There was recently in Lakewood a master plan committee that was just finished. And by this master plan, it was mostly done, it was developers and the representatives, it was not regular members of the public on this master plan, so we know what the developers want. One of the things that they mentioned, they want to double up the population, bringing in from Brooklyn, from all over to Lakewood. And one of the places that they want to put this population is next to the seniors on Cross Street. And they don't feel it's going to affect the majority of people of Lakewood, just the seniors, let them scream. The question that I have is, they mentioned that the reason why they're doing it is because the Ocean County is promoting this migration of population into Lakewood, because they promised us that they're going to dualize Cross Street. They're going to make Cross Street 2 lanes each side. I was here recently and they told me they're just doing turning lanes. But it seems like in Lakewood they're claiming that the county is promoting the growth and is doubling up the Cross Street. I just want to get this on record, if that is true, or it's a total lie, or it's a misunderstanding. I wouldn't put anything past Lakewood, the politicians over there, the way they do business. But I just want to get it on record, not that they should say, hey, the county said, let's get it on record what the county is saying.
If I can, what we're doing in Lakewood, and I tried to explain this before, and I know you weren't here, and ask questions. We're doing a study of the whole northern quadrant of Ocean County. There has been tremendous growth in that part of the county. The road system as a system, not only the county roads, but including county roads, the state roads, the municipal roads, and the county roads are failing. There's not enough roads to take care of the traffic. Cross Street has been identified as one of the streets that are failing the most. It's going to be the first project that we're going to take part after this study? The study's virtually, when's the study going to be complete, John?
It's going to be complete by the end of August.
By the end of August, the study will be complete. However, I get reports on the study throughout the study. Cross Street has been identified as a street that we need to take particular care of. There were two different recommendations. One was to go just with the 3 lanes, which were turning lanes, and the other, and leave it that way. And the other is to start with the 3 lanes, acquire additional properties, because we don't own it yet. It would have to be condemned. That process will have to include help from the municipality. And when that condemnation is complete, then we would, at that time, go to a 4-lane highway, because that's what the study shows ideally needs to be done. We're not going to wait to start the project until we can go through everything that needs to be done to acquire that property. We can't just take it from someone, as you know. There'll be public hearings on it in Lakewood. There'll be discussions in Lakewood. There'll be discussions with us. And when that is resolved, at that point, we're looking at making that a 4-lane highway, not because we're encouraging growth, but because the growth is there and is anticipated to be additional growth. As you know, some of the projects that are coming forth right now that are putting more traffic on the highway than the highway can adequately take care of. So
let me just make a comment. I know my 5 minutes is almost up. Thank you for giving me extra patience, including that dad with his child. Patience is amazing.
That's okay.
The way it is, all the properties now on Cross Street, almost all of them are 40,000 square feet lot. They want to increase that because you guys somehow told them that you're looking into making it a 4-lane highway. They're looking at to make it now the highest density in Lakewood. That means is they want to put in duplexes over there almost. So, and that's what the advisory committee is recommending. So it's not like you're not promoting growth. You're saying is you need a 4-lane highway as the existing situation when it's R40. You could just imagine when you're just putting up this high density over there because you're putting in a 4-lane highway. I'm not against the 4-lane highway. I just don't want it to be like Route 9 that somebody said something and give a proposal and never happened. I just want to put it on record. Did the county promise to put it into a 4-lane highway and not into just we're looking into it, and by the end Lakewood taxpayer finding out, Lakewood residents, that it was just a good thing thrown around, but nothing was promised. And at the same token, I'm just finishing up. I know my time is up.
No, it's a good question. I'm listening to
I
it.
just don't want. I should be able to sit down without the director getting agitated.
He will not be agitated.
I promise I will not get agitated.
Okay.
And we'll leave.
The
My concern is that we want you to get the answers.
Okay.
And we want you to feel comfortable, and you will be treated in a professional manner, and we will give you all the information that we have. If we don't have the information, we'll be more than happy to get back to you.
Okay, so I'm waiting for that answer, but just to finish up, the county roads on Lakewood are a disaster. You can't drive on them, not because there's
How are
puddles.
state highways doing?
Disaster. I'm just saying is you are the county. Did the county send a letter to Lakewood telling them is, if you increase density the way you're doing, our roads are not able to handle it? Did you ever, because this is where it's coming across in Lakewood, the county never complained. I'm saying is the municipality has the authority of improving developments, but they're using your roads. Did you in any letter tell them, hey guys, you're increasing density, you're putting more cars on the roads, our roads are not able to handle it? Did there ever such a letter go out?
No, I personally, and I'm just a liaison to engineering that looks at doing improvements. I don't believe I'm the boss of the towns. The towns have a responsibility. They have a land use responsibility that the county does not have. We have no authority for land use. We have no responsibility to land use. What our responsibility to do is to make sure our roads work. Now what we do, however, so that you understand, is when a developer comes in and puts a tremendous amount of new cars on the road, we make them pay a fee because we have to make improvements to the county road system. So they will help pay for that.
I'm sorry, but you did, I'm sorry for putting it down that way, but the way the roads look now, you guys did a lousy job with getting this thing done.
Have you seen the growth in Lakewood in the last 5 years?
So why
Or
when
the
there was
last
now a
10?
master?
We can't fix the roads as quick as Lakewood is building.
So why don't you tell them? The advisory committee is claiming
You're not
that
listening.
you guys are not telling them
You're
that
not
it's a
listening.
problem.
You're not listening.
Sorry.
Okay? We have no authority to, quote, tell them what to do in their town.
I understand.
Well, then, there's no question then on your part of what you just said.
Just let them know that your roads are not able to handle it.
Well, I think you only need 2 eyes to know that. It is their responsibility to decide what they want to do in their town, in your town. It's not for the Board of Freeholders, sir, to tell to any town in Ocean County, and you know, you're from Lakewood, and you want to talk about Lakewood, obviously, but there are 33 towns. We do not superintend 33 towns, okay? That's
Okay.
not our job,
I'll
and we
leave it,
cannot
I'll
do
leave it
that.
there. I don't want to just go back and forth.
Well, okay,
and-
well, we're
and
not.
thank you for giving me the
we-
extra.
We appreciate this, and I.
And just
Actually,
about the
it gives us
question,
an opportunity to talk
just
about
on the
it.
record on the Ocean, the cross street, if it's on the record that you're actually putting in 2 lanes each side, that will be important to get it on
Well, and
record.
I don't think Jack exactly said that. He said we're looking, please correct me if I'm wrong, Jack, okay?
The plan, John, is to acquire the additional property that would allow us to go to 4 lanes. However, that's going to take a lot of cooperation with the municipality who has asked us to do
So
that.
I would not regard that as an absolute.
It's not a final
promise.
absolute.
Okay, it's not a, did you hear that? That's not an absolute, it's a long-term goal that we would like to accomplish, but it is not a promise that it in fact would happen.
I will tell you what I want to make sure, because Mr. Klein don't think Lakewood's lying to them when they say that the county's plan is to make this a 4-lane highway sometime in the future. That's correct, it's our plan. You are absolutely right that the plan may never come into fruition if certain things don't happen. But the plan, as is drawn, is so that, only because I had a conversation before the meeting, and sometimes you don't feel everybody's giving you the same answer. And I'm trying to answer this in a way that's consistent so that you understand the difference between a lie and an interpretation of a conversation. And I don't want you to go back thinking anybody's lying to you, because you're absolutely accurate that a plan is not, we don't have any ordinance adopted to do that at this point. We don't have any plans drawn up to do that at this time. We have a study that tells us that when they review the development in the area and the future growth and the current growth, that it would require 4 lanes to properly accommodate the traffic. And we're going to try to accommodate that if we can, but that's going to take some work to get to. So I hope that answers everything. I certainly, the only thing I take exception to is that the county is encouraging growth. We're trying to accommodate the growth that is coming, to make the road system work. You just said the road system don't work, and why didn't we do more? And yet, when we're doing it, you question why we're doing it. So, I mean, we can't have it both ways. We're trying to accommodate the growth that is coming, whether we like it or not, because we're not in a position to be the boss of 33 municipalities. County government has statutory authority, and municipalities have statutory authorities. The planning staff, and Dave McKeon's here, has worked with all 33 towns in the county to have a master plan that's consistent with the state master plan, the county master plan, and the local master plan, and to try to make sure that the 3 of those are working together. So we do everything that we can to be as good as we can. But when you say, why didn't you keep up, we can't keep up with growth when it happens as quickly as it has in Lakewood. They're the #1 growth town in the state of New Jersey. Not in the county of Ocean, but in the state of New Jersey. They're growing faster than any other municipality. Well, we just can't build roads quick enough to accommodate that kind of growth. We're trying to make sure that there's plans to accommodate that. I hope that answers the question as thoroughly as I can.
Thank you, Fielder Kelly. We appreciate that. I hope that answers your questions. If there are no other questions, I move to close the public part of this hearing. Again, if you have any questions at the end, our professional staff will stay and address any concerns you have. I move that the public portion be closed. Is there a motion to adjourn?
Move to adjourn.
Is there a second? All in favor? Aye. Meeting adjourned.
I had a lot of properties in my edited James.
Yes.
I am the courier here. She has requested through the Freeholders to get to you. So. I'll make sure that I'm sorry. So far, so good. Have you seen it? I'm sure you've seen it, right?
When they do the master plan, and they're claiming in the master plan that the county is accommodating us, when you're claiming that you cannot accommodate you as fast as you do, you guys have to say that. Well, the long-term plan is to accommodate. Yeah, but saying is that you have to slow it down, so that we should be able to do. Well, they know what our plan is. I mean, I want you to know. I am supporting them what they said to the master plan. The county is accommodating them. The reason why they're putting in the highest density now in Lakewood and Cross Street, because you're going to utilize that. Really? When you guys don't even have a resolution or ordinance on it. Not today. You might not get a reason. They're not representing Lakewood or the other freeholders. They might say, we don't want it. They're not going to know as long as we get the truck. Right now, we do not own the property. So how that will allow. How are you sure that you don't own it? You do it. The drawings of Route 9 and Route 9, there's buildings now built on that property that you want. You're not going to be able to approve those families. We're not going to approve families. We're going to take a 2 feet on each side of the road. Yeah, it's not so much. But you might, again, you're sure that they will approve you guys doing that? Lakewood has sat with me at the same table saying that's what they want us to do. I suggested, I was saying, just wait for a few years and see how the 3 lanes work. They say, it won't work. We need 4 lanes. I said, well, then we'll move forward to that. But it's going to mean we're going to have to keep them out. They understand. We're doing the 3 lanes and then the 4 lanes. Yes. That's what we're going to do. We're going to make immediate improvements. And then look at going to the 4 lanes. But immediately we're going to do the 3 lanes. And immediately it's going to take a few years. Immediately don't mean in the next 3 months. I mean, it takes longer. That's what all the permits. This is one of the problems that I have. You guys have to let them know. They know that. But that's not what they get. Well, I don't know what they're telling you, and I don't know. How about telling me if they're saying? I'm talking to your mayor and your engineer and the professionals in the town. With our professionals. They know what's happening, and they know how long it takes, and they know you can't build a road in 3 months. I mean, it takes, you gotta get the permits,
from the statute standpoint. It's supposed to be built from the town up, not the town.
That's hard to explain.
You explain it
I
this way.
understand that.
What
I
the town
understand that. The
decides,
problem
and we
is-
adjust what the town does, or doesn't do. It's up to, it's by, it's all revolves
Old
around
county
density
roads
and
in Lakewood,
zoning.
I'm not talking about now county roads, talking about the rest of them, is a disaster.
Because it's starting to
Oh.
get nasty on there, and it's starting to get.
So that means that you're not keeping up with their growth.
Because they're.
I know, but-
This is where my issue is, and I told you by the master plan meeting, I didn't want to say it over here because you guys are totally not responsible. I got involved in an accident a month ago. A car went into me because the intersection, they're trying to get out, and they finally made it into me. So I am sitting by chiropractors now because I have back pain. And this is coming from the higher density, the road's not keeping up with the higher density. So I told them is, you guys want to take responsibility, the next accident should have on you guys. You know, take it on yourself if it's dangerous. What I'm trying to bring out is, why, as me as a resident of Lakewood, that have to be increased in danger when you guys are not keeping up? If you cannot keep up, let them know. Let them know in a letter. We cannot keep up with your growth. What they're doing now is, they're saying is, oh, the county did a bad job in the past. Now they're going to do well. You know what I'm saying? They told us they're going to make it this, they're going to do that. I actually don't agree with them. I agree with what you're saying, that you can't keep up fast enough, but they have to know that.
Here's what I want to do, I offered before. Now, this is the two people I was telling you that we're going to be meeting.
I met with them, they were
Come
very
in
nice.
in my office, we'll go over the plan for the area and our estimated timeline, so you can see what they are. We've already done this with Lakewood, so a letter to them saying we can't keep up is redundant in my mind, because we've already talked about how long it's going to take to implement a plan. And it takes a period of time.
Let me ask you, how long will it take to utilize Cross Street?
I'm saying 10 years.
10 years. If they're doing now, and this is my question, they're doing now the master plan to increase density over the next 10 years. If you're telling us that you cannot accommodate them for the next 10 years because you're utilizing, they should not increase the density the next 10 years in that Cross Street corridor.
Here's the only thing I'm going to tell you that I've been told by people doing the study, is they believe that the 3 lanes will make the street passable.
I agree.
Okay, and that's what.
That I agree.
And that's our goal.
And that will be happening much quicker than the 10 years. The 10-year plan is to
I
be more
agree,
ideal.
but if they're quoting you, this is where my problem is. The master plan was quoting you, the committee was quoting you guys, that we could increase very high density, even more than Route 9, even any place more than Lakewood, on Cross Street, because you're utilizing it 2 lanes each. If that is not happening in the next 10 years, we have to let them know.
I've never had that conversation with them. We have had a conversation over what we're going to be able to try to accomplish. How they then interpret it to make their own, that's their interpretation of something. I have never had a conversation saying we can accommodate all your growth. What we've said is this is what we can do on this road. And then it's they have to then plan their growth around what the county road.
And that's why we entered into this study, to see what's going on, and we have those growth
But I
patterns.
need to make it clear, we don't have for the next 10 years an option even that Cross Street will be utilized. It will not happen the next 10 years.
Wait. We have been looking at for the last several years, as each developer came along, acquiring enough right of way to do a 3-lane section. Okay? That 3-lane section could happen in the next several years.
Right.
Ultimately, because when you do a master plan, you look at the long run. You probably want a 4 or 5-lane section based on what the projection is.
That's the county.
Yes.
The town has a 10-year master plan.
Well,
they have to look out from now to the next 10 years.
No, what, they just adopted it, right?
No, the town. The
Town just adopted it?
The advisory committee just passed it. Now it goes to the planning board in September.
Okay.
Then they're going to pass it. But they're claiming in the advisory committee, that's what they're claiming, that Cross Street should become so high density because you guys are going to make it 2 lanes.
That's backwards. The master plans, the county and above, are based on what the density that the town sets. The
That's
density is
not
related to
what
zoning.
the minutes
and
are
that's this-
saying.
I'm telling you what the law says.
The problem that I have as a resident, I see is they're playing balls both sides. They're using you to get their things done, and they're saying the county is recommending it. And you guys are saying is, we're just following your leads. So I know the problem is on Lakewood. I'm not trying to blame you.
I know that.
I'm
He
trying
gets
to get the
excited, but
record
he's not
straight
playing.
that they should.
We don't recommend
This
density
officer
to
wants to kick
anybody.
me out of here, right?
No, you're fine. You are allowed to talk to your.
We do not recommend density to anybody, let alone Lakewood, no town. We plan based on what they're doing, and every town is the same based on the statute, which is 4055D. You go look at this, the development statute, and accordingly, the
I
zoning
looked a lot
powers.
of that, yeah.
Do you know why he can talk about all that? That's not as the administrator, that's a mayor talking. That's
Former
Stafford
mayor.
Township, that's what he.
No, I looked a lot in the MLUL, the RSIS, all of it. The only thing is that they're keeping on quoting the county. When I kept on speaking to you, you told me different stuff than they're saying in public. And I get up and I'm saying is, you guys are lying. But he's saying is, be diplomatic. It's not a lie. It's just misunderstanding and misquoted and all that. I understand. He's a politician. The only thing that I want to get the record straight is that there's not going to be dualizing in the next 10 years. So if they want to update their master plan in 10
I'm
years
telling
from
you
now,
my estimate of what it would take. We don't have any plan that's going to say this is exactly when that will happen. I'm telling you what I'm hearing from John, what we have to do in order to do that. It's going to take us.
We gotta lay the groundwork now, and that's what
And
we're
it's going
doing.
to take a period of time, so I'm estimating, it's not an official estimate, there's nothing from the county that says that. A conversation between.
he's trying
me
to
and you.
protect Lakewood.
No, I'm not. I'm just saying that, how about if I'm wrong and we can do it in 8 years? You know, I don't think we can. I think by the time we get everything accomplished that we have to do, just knowing my experience over a long time.
I agree with you that just making turning lanes will solve the problem now. I totally agree with you.
And that's doable within the right of way we.
Yes, I
The
totally.
biggest problem.
I live next to that. I know exactly that will. But I don't think it could accommodate the density that they want to build. I'm not a professional.
Well, we're not asking them to, if they decide that they're gonna change the density because they think the road is gonna get bigger, that's backwards. That's not how it works.
Exactly. That's what
We're
I'm
trying to
screaming.
that's
That's what I'm trying to scream over here.
What we're trying to do is, you understand, is
that's the law,
accommodate
that's the
what's there now. That's what we're trying to accomplish.
No, they could say is, we want to increase density over there, and you guys have to jump after that. What they're doing is saying is, the county is anyways dualizing it, so might as well let's take advantage
We
of
can
it.
do one of two things if they do that. We can then again go in to look what we have to do to our roads, or we can say to hell with it, we're not doing anything with our roads, and your cars aren't gonna be able to move.
I don't think you have to punish them. I just think is we have to get things on record straight. They're keeping on using the county, and every planning board, and every zoning board, they're keeping on using the county in the wrong way, because I sat with you guys. You told me one thing is, and I go over there, and Brian Flannery says something totally different. And they're taking it as face value. He's a professional.
I can't represent what Brian said, I wasn't there. Our statement will be the master plan that comes up with, when the consultant says, here's our projection, there'll be tweaking of it, I'm sure, and then the county engineer will say, we agree, this is what our goals are and our plans are. Then that is public, that's a public document. Everyone will see, that's what we're going to do.
What are you talking about?
What's that?
You having a master plan? Talking about yours?
We're talking about our
road plan.
You have a road plan that you're doing now?
Right.
Is there any public hearings on that?
We haven't gotten that far yet.
When will that happen?
Well, we're working on the study to tell us where to go, and then it's gonna guide us how to develop the roads in the future, and then as we develop those projects, we will be coming out and.
So you're waiting for the master plan of Lakewood to tell you?
No, that's not what I said.
I'm sorry, I'm trying to understand.
We base ours on
It
traffic
is
counts.
complicated. I don't blame you. I shake my head sometimes, and I'm working with him. It's hard to keep up with it.
It's based on current traffic. First you count the traffic. How much traffic is actually there? Then you say, okay, based on that and based on what other people are doing, like who's filed in the planning board already? How many applications do we have? What do we see? Here's our projection for 5, 10, and 20 years. We have a consultant separately doing this. Come into John and say, okay, we've met with the town, Freeholders have met with the.
But all of that is messed up if they're changing the zoning to R40 to R12B.
What he's saying is, once they've come to us and asked us.
This is
to
where
go
the
to
problem is.
4
You
lanes,
could do projections when they're doing whatever the heck they want and you don't even know about it.
If they're changing the zoning, we've gone to them and asked them to tell us what the zoning is. And we're basing our study on the numbers that they
You
gave
cannot
us.
do that. They just had by the zoning board taking a property R40, putting it to R12.
The zoning board is.
They could do whatever they want, but you have projections that now I see why you guys can't do your job. Because
doing our
if because the county roads are not handling it. Because if they are approving stuff that they're not telling you, because they're doing whatever the heck they want, that's what I'm trying to tell you, that if the county says, listen, we are accommodating the roads as the current zone. If you change the zone, or you do it.
Build out. So if you zone something, it could be.
But don't you understand what he's saying? If they're telling us, I disagree with a lot
And
of
if they're
things.
telling you they're building single family when it's double, multifamily, that you know already.
We already know that.
That you know.
And that's part of taking into that density in the triangle.
Right,
that
right,
you're
right, right.
talking about.
Remember we told you.
That
no matter
we
what they
spoke
say,
about, yes.
We figure there's 4 units, even if they say it's 1. For our purposes, we count 4. So-
That I understand, but the problem is when they're changing the zoning now.
If they're changing it more than 4 and it's
Right.
8 now, then that's a problem. Because
So that's what's happening, and you don't even know about it.
Well, but when the consultant has done the study and goes back and says, okay, here's what I based on, here's the numbers, we go back, again, we close the loop and say, okay, now before we have our public hearings and say, this is our statement, have you changed anything? We're doing 4 towns, so it's not just Lakewood.
Okay.
It's Tom's River, it's Bricktown, and
Jackson.
Jackson. But each one of them, again, said, well, we met with you when we started, now we're done, here's what we came up with, have you changed anything since we first met? Freeholders spent a lot of time meeting with them and talking about them, and again, you do it all over again at the end.
I'll do the Ligman test. When you charge impact fees, are you charging it accordingly to turning lanes or to dualizing the roads?
We're charging it according to improving the intersections and the roadways, yes.
So you're talking about turning lanes or even widening to
Well,
dualizing
well,
it?
the-
You see where my question becomes
Yeah,
now?
yeah, I do.
Follow the money.
Well, you could, I believe it's the 3 lanes and the intersection.
It's the 3 lanes.
So that means is, you're not doing the dualizing.
Correct, well, because we don't have plans to do
You're
that.
doing 3 lanes, not 4 lanes.
Because we have.
Immediate, yes, I've said that to you several times.
So that means is, we don't have now charging impact fees for dualizing the Grove Street, only if you make it for 3 lanes.
Done, we could.
But when when the plan is done and
When
we
will the
determine-
plan be done?
Just like the study is gonna be done in August.
Okay.
And then we have to process it and determine what we need to come up with and then establish
So how long
the
will that
goals.
whole thing take? A year, year and a half?
Probably another 6 months to a year for us to go through that whole because we have to digest it and come up with a plan and look at where we need to develop things and come up with a plan, a good plan that can work with the growth for a 5-year plan and a 10-year
However,
plan.
on Cross Street, we have an immediate problem, and immediately, we're gonna go in and make that.
And that
3
solves the
lanes.
problem. The 3 lanes solves the problem now.
We're
I
doing
agree.
that.
And
Okay,
that's what
that's what
we're trying to do right now, because we know what the issue is right now. We don't know what the issue is in 10 years, and that's what this study is gonna help tell us.
I am coming from Lakewood, and I'm letting you know, this is going to be the highest density place in Lakewood, with the schools, with everything. So I am letting you know, guys, and you guys, I'm not trying to put, not
I
trying to,
understand.
I
I
understand
understand
where
your
your position
frustration
is. The frustrating part is that they're not communicating with you, and they're using you against yourself.
Well, I don't know what they're saying publicly, and I don't know that.
Yeah.
But numbers don't lie. So when we get done projections, see what the study is, we go back and have them verify what their densities are. Those will lay out.
I
what
just
we're
want to
gonna
say
do.
that you
And
keep saying they're not communicating with us. We have outlined a very good communication process.
No, I'm not, you're
No,
getting me
okay.
wrong, you're getting me wrong. Not that they're not communicating, there's 2 parts. There's parts of the planning and zoning, master plan, and then there's the township committee. I'm not talking about the township committee, I'm talking about whatever planning phases take in Lakewood, that they're all for higher density, and because the developers want to make money. It's not about people living in Lakewood. The people in Lakewood not moving into Lakewood, they're moving to Jackson, Tom's River. It's just the influx from Brooklyn.
But this master plan subcommittee, it's nice that they're looking at it and that they're taking a long view, that's fine. But it doesn't, but statutorily, it does not matter until the planning board takes a public
Correct.
vote and says, we're adopting it, we're embracing it, we're saying, this is good, and we're referring it to the township committee, saying,
And
this is what we
and
believe
I'm
should
going
happen.
to stand up over there by the planning board and saying is, listen, the advisory board recommended higher density over there because they're dualizing Route 9. I spoke to the county in a public hearing, and they told me, I don't even know what to tell them now. They are doing it in the next 10 years, or they're not doing it, they're looking into it, they're past it. You know what I'm saying is, you might with your position, with your nice political way of speaking, you might screw us up. Because if it doesn't happen in the next 10 years, if it doesn't happen and the road's becoming dangerous because of that, and they are assumed that you guys are doing in the next 10 years, then people's lives are in danger. I don't want to put it down this way, but you have to look into it. I got injured 4 weeks ago. Who's responsible for that? The master plan of Lakewood 10 years ago. You want to take it on yourself? I'm not putting it down this way, but you have to know this is dangerous. If the roads cannot accommodate the growth, you're putting people's lives in danger. And you have to think about it.
That's why we're working on building better roads.
It's okay building, but
they're
they're quoting you something different than it should be quoted.
The plan, what they're quoting is true. Our plan includes making Cross Street a 4-lane highway.
There are plans
I'm
to
just
make
telling
Route
you-
9 dualize Route 9. There's a lot of
In
plans
fact,
of Route 9.
he's
If it's
going
going
to
to
a
happen in
meeting-
our lifetime, it's probably no.
He's
but-
going to a meeting
I'm
tomorrow
going
with the
tomorrow
state
meeting with the
about a
state
4-lane
about
highway.
the 4-lane section for Route 9.
We're
Should I
working
come with
very
you?
hard. We're working very hard on that too, but I will say that we don't get to make the final decision. I'm telling you, our decision is made that once all the properties are acquired, we're gonna make Cross Street a 4-lane highway. Unless I can't get DEP permits, unless, there's all different things that have to happen.
That's why it can take up to 10 years. You gotta go through the whole permitting process. The acquisition process.
Acquisition of the property, actually.
But the plan.
So we're not talking about dualizing Cross Street the next 10 years. I need it on the record. I need a letter.
I wouldn't want to be down there. Is it 8 years, 9 years, 10 years? I don't know.
Not before 8.
I don't see how.
You see where the problem is? The master
Yeah,
plan.
the problem is you want us to give you an exact date, and I can't.
I understand. I understand that, but
It
from the
could
other
be
side,
less than 8 years.
they are quoting
Everything
you
would-
guys because you told them that it's in the plan. It's
Well,
like
they
they're
know
doing
what
it
I
now.
told them, and I told them that would be in our plan, but it's gonna take a number of years.
How long it will take will be partially determined by when the consultant says that the volume that's generated to need that will happen. That's what you try to do. Like you're saying now, 3 lanes will probably help us now.
Yes.
So when will we need that 4th lane?
You need it now because they're starting to
We're
go to
moving
approve
it now. The administrator don't know. We're moving it now. What I'm telling you, in order to move it now, there are things that we have to do. And it's gonna take years and years to do that. I can't acquire all that property overnight, because I'm not magic. It's gonna take years to do that. Then we're going to have to come up with a plan that we can submit to get the permits. Then we're gonna have to go out to do building the job. It's gonna take a number of years. That stuff just don't happen that quick. What I can't tell you is the exact amount of years. I'm estimating 10 years. Who am I? I don't
So
even
if
do
they're
this one.
starting to build now higher density and your roads are not able to handle it, even the 3-lane.
Well, that's
that
fair
means
for you
this
to
is
say
dangerous.
this. And that's a
If the roads
fair,
can accommodate the traffic, you're causing danger. So this is my position that
and that's fair for you to hold that position. There's nothing unfair about that. That's completely accurate what you just said. I just don't want you to be inaccurate in what the county's plans are, or that they're not telling the truth when they say they met with the county.
you're
and
busy with the
county's
truth
gonna
and not truth. You have to get used to my language.
I have to go now, because the truth is, if I don't get home, my wife will hit me.
You'll be in trouble.
I'm going to call these guys, and we'll sit down and review everything with you.
Okay.